Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Darrow here with another Options and Play video update. So, this is something that pops up pretty frequently and a lot more recently because there's been so much more attention on option trading. A lot of people have been trading options a lot more with more size, more volume, and one of the things I feel like we talk about a lot on the VTF on a day-to-day basis is, whether there's particular strike has like a ton of volume, huge blocks of calls getting bought, huge blocks of puts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? Now, just because there's a ton of volume on a stock or in a specific option chain during a session, that doesn't mean that like those are all people opening calls. Okay, so just using an example and kind of like talking through what I mean here is that Playboy. All right, so this is something that I was looking at, kind of like a spec idea when it was like hanging down below the 200-day because I saw some of the NFT type plays starting to wake up. So Playboy, I know was one of the names that really had like a crazy run earlier this year as an NFT type name. So when it was hanging below the 200-day, option pricing was pretty low. Um, it seemed to me like it was worth the shot just to see if it would come back into play and start to move like some of the other NFT stocks. So as it started to tick up, I feel like it really started to get some interest from traders, right? And the 25 strike calls for September, and even more so the 30 strike calls from September, over like a week long stretch, just like last week. You saw just epic volume on a day-to-day basis, like thousands of contracts. I mean, I think one day over 18,000 contracts traded on the September 30 strike calls. Now, of that session, I believe it was about 18,000. I know don't remember the exact number. It was about, let's say, about 18,000 traded on a given day, right? Only like 800 were added to open interest. So like a very small portion were added to open interest that day. So that was 18,000 contracts that had traded hands, but only 800 contracts were actually added to open interest, meaning that only 800 people really stuck around on that trade after the day. So it was a lot of people just flipping contracts. There was a lot of day trading volume. There was people buying and selling before the close, so they weren't actually committed to the stock. They were just looking for a quick move. They were looking for like a fast hitter, right? So if you see this, all this crazy volume, but the stock maybe is not really moving like you would expect it to, it's because some of that just might be people day trading. People might be just looking for like those quick flips, right? Catch like a surge in the option volume, catch a surge in implied volatility, dump the contracts, don't stick around overnight, right? So you're going to see this more frequently, especially if you're following names with, where they have the unusual option activities that people will pile in, try to make a quick buck, and then dump it. And there might not be a lot of contracts actually added to open interest. So there might not be a lot of people sticking around to see if there's actually like a move. It might just be people looking for, fast gains, right? So when you're looking at these, and if you really focus on unusual option activity, make sure you're also checking open interest because that plays a key role. If you have a ton of volume traded and then a lot of that gets added to open interest, that means people actually think the stock has potential or think the stock could keep moving, right? Because they're sticking around. If you see the open interest barely budge after thousands and thousands and thousands of contracts traded, well, then that's just a hot name where there's a lot of day trading interest, and you know, maybe it's one where it's going to be kind of choppy. It might not go like you think it's going to go, right? So, just something that we end up talking about this. I feel like every day at some point. I wanted to just do a quick video, kind of like highlighting my thoughts on that. All right. So, if you like this video and you're looking for more information about option trading and what all this open interest talk means, please follow up with the link in the description of the video for more information on options and play. Hope you have a fantastic night. Stay well, and I will talk to you tomorrow.